Welcome back to F-Zero GP Legend. Today we're doing the third of the 4 Grand Prix, the Gold Cup. And after we clear the Gold Cup, we will unlock the Platinum Cup, which you technically only need to beat the other 3 Grand Prix on standard difficulty, but we're playing on expert because we need to get some difficulty out of this game, am I right? Actually, I think the Gold Cup kind of earns a little respect for its difficulty, especially when it's combined with expert level AI.
3, 2,
but it also has an annoying quirk, which we'll get to later. For now, first up is a course that doesn't like machines with low acceleration. As you just saw, somebody has taken a plummet already. I probably should have checked to see which machine it was, but it was probably something like the Crazy Bear or something. Anyways, as you can see, Forked Road is now a lot more forked. There's a lot of path variations, and this would be cool if the paths were more balanced. Like one path is, well, I think I take all of the paths at least once, but they do seem kind of balanced, but like, I don't know, it just kind of feels like if I paid more attention, I could probably spot the one path, which of the paths is universally better than the other. Like, in the original Forked Road, it was always best to stay on the inside of the curbs. Here, it's I probably should have taken the other path right there, but that's okay. Oh, that's Revenge right there. I think that was... No, that was the Super Piranha, not the Iron Tiger. Yeah, it's the Super Piranha. The sprites kind of make it a little difficult to tell which machine is which. It's not like, no, I'm not saying it. I'm not comparing this game to GX again. Oh, I just did.
Goal! Congratulations!
So that race was a pretty good length, 1 minute and 40 seconds. I've stated that I don't like the 5-lap format because that means if you want to keep the race relatively short, like under 2 minutes, which is a good enough length for me most of the time, then you have to, like, race... Well, I just don't like the 5-lap format. I like the 3-lap format, which will be revived in Climax, and I have probably said that more times than I care to count. Can we talk about Silence Honeycomb Ring 2 now? I liked Forked Road 2 better than Forked Road 1, but Honeycomb Ring 2 is not a whole lot better than Honeycomb Ring 1. As you can see, they dropped the piece of course that was disconnected from the rest of the course that you had to use a jump plate to get to. And since it's no longer there, that was the single interesting thing about this course. Now the jump plate is useless except as a fake out. And that's pretty much it. So let's talk about the machine I've selected. It is called the Elegance Liberty, and it is shaped very much like a woman's shoe. Yeah. Not one of those high heel kind of things. The Moon Shadow also looks kind of like a shoe. I don't know why I'm comparing machines to shoes right now. Anyhow, it is piloted by a girl named Lucy Liberty. Since Mute City is formerly known as New York, there will surely be a Statue of Liberty joke somewhere down the line, if I could think of a good one. Lucy Liberty didn't really do much in the TV show to my recollection, aside from being a helpful support character and winning 1 or 2 races by default. So that seems like a kind of a waste of a character. I like her design. All you see of her in this game is that portrait at the machine select screen, so I guess not much lost there. They didn't even use her in the story mode, though. She's a newcomer, and she's not getting any use in story mode. They had that one cameo by Mr. EAD just because. You couldn't use Lucy Liberty instead. Oh well, enough complaining. It's time for the third course. Whitelands Flower 2, which you have already seen at the end of Black Shadow's story and the end of Rick Wheeler's story. Now, in both cases, it was a well, at least in Rick Wheeler's story, it was a horribly easy race. because... Oh, I just failed the rocket start right there. Because in both cases, in story mode, it was a one-on-one race, so the computer only had to track your position and the rival's position. And it could track both their positions throughout the entire race. But here, in Grand Prix, it has 30 racers in total to track. So, and you've seen how Grand Prix's AI works. They will always be tailing you, no matter how fast you go. So, it winds up being that in Grand Prix mode, it's a little more challenging. Like, there's really only one trouble spot, and we just pass it pretty much. I'll point it out again when we come back to it. Right here, in fact. Now you can see that I have difficulty making that turn that goes right into the finish line, so that's giving the computer ample opportunity to pass you up. And in fact, I'm pretty sure they do that at the end of the race and wind up costing me first place. We'll see. It's also worth noting that Flower 2 removes a jump plate that was present in Flower 1. It's not a jump plate that did very much. You couldn't really take any shortcut with it unless you were using the Deep Claw, which has the highest jump in the game. With it, you can just barely make a horrendous shortcut. But this is all in Flower 1.
Final lap.
Flower 2 removed the jump plate, so no, you can't do that anymore. Makes me think I should do a shortcut compilation after finish up the 4th and final Grand Prix and the championship circuit, because of course there's another championship circuit. Oh, see, they did it. They did it, just like I said. Second place for that race. Also, barely over 2 minutes there. Next up is another Fire Field. Glad they're not ending it with Fire Field. That would not be cool if they decided to end it on such a low note as Fire Field. Let's see, I missed what it was called. Wreckage Circuit, wasn't it? Yeah. This is Wreckage Circuit 2. It's got a lot more landmines than the original Wreckage Circuit. And the computer is getting a little more aggressive, too. So obviously you don't want to do what the computer just did there and land into one mine, which will then slam you into another mine and cause a chain reaction that eventually ends in your death.
You've got a new booster.
You gotta be very careful there. Of course, if you're really good, you could do what I just did there and use the landmines to get a sort of speed boost. But you have to be really precise there. Not like it's difficult, though. There's usually a straight path through the landmines. They aren't, like, scattered around at random. So, still, pays to be a little careful. And I'm pretty sure you could drive a straight line without turning if you... Since the mines appear to be laid out in a grid pattern, sort of. So this winds up not being a very challenging course at all.
Final lap.
It's pretty short, though. And I like it for that reason, too. It's an okay course. I actually do like the Gold Cup. Whee! See right there, if I had gone to the right of that line of mines, I could have just driven straight on through without ever having to turn. And why did my power meter turn red just now? Huh. Very strange. Now, for the final course, I have to point out the Gold Cup's annoying quirk. And you can see that I've changed to a different playthrough because there are actually two possible final courses. A Red Canyon course and an Illusion course.
2, 1. Fire.
However, on standard mode, you will more likely than not get the Red Canyon course. On expert mode, you are more likely to get the Illusion course. Now, what's the problem is that there is a standard and an expert version of both courses. Now, since the Illusion course only appears on standard mode, I think 1 out of 4 times, that means if you want to unlock it for time trial mode, you have to repeatedly play the Grand Prix over and over and over again until you get the Illusion course on standard and the Red Canyon course on expert. Yeah, really, really annoying. So I switched to a different playthrough in order to show off the Red Canyon course. We can see that the expert version of the Red Canyon course replaced the lava pit with a pit area. A different kind of pit.
3 laps to go.
So for this playthrough, I was using the Hyperspeeder, which turns out to be a very nice machine. It cruises at about 1,000 km/h at max speed, but its acceleration is very bad. And not only that, you'll notice that it's colored blue. I thought back in GX and X it was colored green. I have no idea what's going on there. In fact, a lot of machines that were originally green are now colored blue. The Super Piranha, the Iron Tiger, which was originally gray. Yeah, somebody likes blue. I'm surprised the Green Panther was unscathed by this. But then again, it is called the Green Panther. So anyways, it's very annoying that you have to constantly repeat Grand Prix in order to unlock these 2 specific courses for time trial mode. But after you've done so, you can never touch Grand Prix again and only play on time trial mode. Even though racing by yourself would eventually get boring. Still, I suppose if you were able to play multiplayer, that's nice. In fact, I wonder if there's a multiplayer-only course.
Congratulations!
Because we know from Maximum Velocity that they decided to include that one silence course that you could only play in multiplayer, and only if it was with other people who didn't actually have the game. You use that single-pack multiplayer thing too. Yeah. I'll have to check that out. Anyways, the final course of the Gold Cup, the real, actual final course, is Illusion Abyss Drop 2.
2. Ready? Fire.
You remember this from Zero Test Mode, don't you? In fact, I lost all but 1 extra life on this course, so that should tell you that it's at least a little bit difficult. And by difficult, I mean, if you don't use your brake at least once, you're probably going to fall off. Now, it should be noted that, as there are no guardrails, you can side attack a racer, and he'll fall off and die. Like you'd expect, right? Well, the funny thing is, if you side attack an enemy and they explode, as in they ran out of life, that will count as a kill. But if you bump somebody off the road, it won't count as a kill. It's very strange that that would happen like that. And I get that, your kill count doesn't really matter, so this isn't something that's really worth complaining about. I think it only matters if you,
3 laps to go.
get 5 kills, because then that's worth an extra life. But, you know, it's still just a minor detail. I mean, F-Zero X was smart. It knew when you were the cause of another racer's death. Even if you caused a racer to die by shoving a machine into another machine, and the second machine in that equation was the one that died, you'd still get that kill. And there I go again. I just compared this game to a previous F-Zero game. Gotta stop that. Whatever, it's not like I would really go around killing people in this game. Even though I probably should. Because it's fun. It's still fun. So we're on to the final lap of Abyss Drop 2. We can leave this annoying stage behind. Well, at least until Climax. Illusion is the new fire field in Climax, I am telling you. So anyways, during these turns, you've really got to use the brake on these turns because they're way too sharp in order to get around without falling off. Well, that's the end of the Gold Cup and its annoying quirk. Our final score for this is going to be 493. That's just barely missed 500 points because of Whiteland's Flower 2's little thing. Oh, and the computer messed up that jump in like the demo reel and it didn't explode. Obviously it wouldn't explode because this is just a demo reel. But gosh, why is the game so bad at playing itself? Oh well. And it made that turn pretty nicely, so what the heck, F-Zero GP Legend computer? Anyways, that's it for the Gold Cup. Next up is the Platinum Cup and a series of nostalgia levels. Oh boy. That sounds very fun.